Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. It's kind of like, shall we talk? Do you want to talk? It's like, do you want to tell me what's gone on? That's the energy. Would you like to talk? It's very quiet, it's very still energy. It's like, I don't wanna talk about it. Okay. But then it stopped there. It wasn't like continuing with the song. It was just like, I don't want to talk about it. But I feel this energy that you want to talk. I've got the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant is the one that you go to for guidance, assistance, for a talk, for a chat. Should we just have a look and see what the cards want to come out with? Would you like to see what song's actually on the radio? Jasper's just come in the room. I just went in there a minute ago and I was like, because I heard him kind of make a noise. I was like, do you want to talk? And I looked at him and he looked all raggedy. It was like, you need to talk. You need to get something off of your chest. Okay, let's have a look and see what's on the radio. Something's Got a Hold of My Heart by Mark Almond and Gene Pitney. Good song. I couldn't quite work out what Gene was saying there. We'll have a look at the lyrics. Well, they've missed Mark Almond's name off of this, so it's a song by Gene Pitney. Something's got a hold of my heart, keeping my soul and my senses apart. Something's gotten into my life, cutting its way through my dreams like a knife, turning me up and turning me down, making me smile and making me frown. In a world that was small, I once lived in a time there was peace with no trouble at all. But then you came my way, and a feeling unknown shook my heart, made me want you to stay all of my nights and all of my days. Are you in love? I gotta tell you now, something's got a hold of my heart, dragging my soul to a beautiful land. Something has invaded my mind, painting my sleep with a colour so bright. Changing the grey and changing the blue, scarlet for me and scarlet for you. I've got to know if this is the real thing. I've got to know what's making my heart sing. You smile and I am lost for a lifetime. Each minute spent with you is the right time. Every hour, every day. You touch me and my mind goes astray. Okay. Right. That was quite deep, wasn't it? That's a good explanation, though. Very well thought out words. So now what? Same old story, really. So now what? You need to bring in the balance, the masculine does. The divine feminine, it's not for her to bring this balance to the connection, it's you, divine masculine. Okay. Carry on? Yeah. You're scared of getting burnt. You're scared of being wrong. You're scared of being wrong. Okay, that would make sense. This is to do with the fear of disappointing the Divine Feminine. Listen, the Divine Feminine has exactly the same fear. She doesn't like to disappoint the Divine Masculine. It's just something you just have to get a grip of and just understand that you both really respect each other's opinions. So when there's like a disagreement, it can affect you. It's I've been seeing a lot of quotes up on Facebook saying just because I don't agree with you, it doesn't mean I don't like you or I don't love you. It just means it's like a clash of the titans, clash of beliefs. I was going to say. We'll have a look into this a bit more. This looks nice. I feel like there's secrets here. So there are secrets here. There's secrets about disastrous moments that you haven't really told anybody about. But I'm feeling the energy of the masculine actually coming out of this and kind of being proud of his achievements now. How he's actually got through. He's got through. Okay, so this masculine feels like he's through to the other side, or he can be. A fresh start here. And it's not going back to being natural. I'll explain in a moment why. Here's a ring. I haven't got my bangles on. Number 11. Oh, they bring me balance. What does it say on it? Balance, intuition. And I think it says communication on that bangle. But it's off of me. So it kind of suggests that it's not for me to bring in the balance, the intuition, think for. It's not my job to think for you and communicate. It's been taken off of my wrist. Okay. So I'm feeling like the masculine hand here. 6 of coins. Let's read this card. Where's the book? The book's under the phone. Oh, what time is that? 11:44. Happy 9th of July. Devil, angel. That's what we're a blend of. Six of coins. This card is about resources, such as money or power. The scales are currently tilted to one side, showing there is an inequality. One person or group has more than the other, but a 6 coin is being added in order to address the issue and provide that balance. So, feels here like one maybe feels they have more than the other, whether that's actually material or power. So this coin's being added. Is it actually money? If it's money that's holding you back, and that's going to balance things out, then expect to receive the money. If it's actually power, as in courage, strength, then this is also added. Oh, it's also added. Feels like you're getting both. Now, this could be about you having both when you combine. Maybe one of you has the money and the other one has the power. You bring them two together and it's electrifying. You can do a lot with the money. So this card is about resources such as money or power. The scales are currently tilted to one side, showing there is an inequality. One person or group has more than the other, but a 6 coin is being added in order to address the issue and provide balance. Life isn't always completely fair, but this card urges you to acknowledge and redress those discrepancies. Okay. So I do feel this energy of life, but maybe laughing about it now. It's like life's been kind of unfair, okay? And but I feel like it's been unfair to both of you. But this card urges you to acknowledge and redress those discrepancies. Redress. Now I said about I felt like there was a new natural version appearing through this. Okay. And I feel like that's actually the energy of what's being balanced out here. It's like a realisation, claiming back your power. Now the next card is the Eight of Swords, and we have the feminine here who's blindfolded, plus she has her hands tied. Now I'd say that it's the feminine that has the power, and the masculine, maybe you have the material assets, okay, which a divine feminine's not that focused on the material world, okay. Let's sing a bit of Madonna. Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me, I think they're okay. If they don't give me proper credit, I just walk away. Okay. Because we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. We all want the material things, especially masculines. Okay. I was kind of having this conversation like with myself. It's like, it's not that I'm anti beautiful things. I'm a Taurus. I like the material things, okay? But it's not high on my priority list, but I do like to I visualise a life of luxury for myself and my partner. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not so much that I need that. But yes, to live like that is very nice. So there's the power here. But I feel like we do live in the material world, and what a material world it is, because it's all available for us. I mean, everything that's been invented is for our use, amusement, satisfaction. So it's not that we should feel guilty about having the nice car or the nice house or the nice clothes. I mean, these items are here for us to enjoy. Okay. Should we have a read at what the Eight of Swords wants to say? But I was feeling like it wasn't for the feminine. It's like, she offers you the power, the blending. Okay, if you want to say the energy that forms a genius, so the love, the sex, the romance, the blending. Okay, she has the insights, the ideas. So the feminine here, I feel, is like in this protected area. Interesting, because I felt the energy of looking at the two swords of resurrection. I actually feel there's this energy of you both being ready at the same time. Just as the divine feminine really taps into her alchemy, the magic starts to happen. And it feels like the magic happens on the masculine side. Things start to flow nicely. But it's more about your understanding of things. So realising. Okay. It's like realising what needs to be done, because I feel like there's a massive tower next. And then it's like, you're happy, but you've been burnt. Let's read the Eight of Swords. Generally considered a negative card, the Eight of Swords shows a woman imprisoned within a cage-like circle of swords. A glow of light from her hands suggests a resistance to the forces that bind her. So far, her efforts to release herself are futile. Her powerless predicament is made worse by her blindfold. Is there a way out? She cannot yet see it. Oh, if there is a way out, she cannot yet see it. And I feel that's because it's for the divine masculine to see. All that was coming through today was, like, do you remember? And this is for the divine masculine to remember his role. It isn't to be told what he needs to do. He needs to remember who he is and why he is here. So your power cannot be fully released or used to its fullest potential until your divine masculine remembers his position. Okay, he'll know how to use your energy and your power. He will take on your ideas and he will run with them. Okay, combining his own energy and experience. I can hear an alarm going off. You can't see this divine feminine because this is the divine masculine's wisdom. Let's read that card again. Hold on. Just saw the tower. Let me just put my finger there. Generally considered a negative card, the Eight of Swords shows a woman imprisoned within a cage-like circle of swords. A glow of light from her hands suggests a resistance to the forces that bind her. So far, her efforts to release herself are futile. Her powerless predicament is made worse by her blindfold. If there is a way out, she cannot yet see it. Tower. The card of realization is, look, it looks like a palace. This can be redressed. Okay. The Tower card pretends a sudden, not pretends, it portends. The Tower card portends a sudden, disastrous change, bringing calamity. This edifice is typically shown being struck by lightning, the tower top engulfed in flames. Gasped for breath, because I said the word flames. I was going to say twin flames, but I was like, does it matter what the name is? Well, I think it does, because it suggests the intensity and that there's a mission behind this. Okay, this connection. This edifice, if that's how you say that word, is typically shown by being struck by lightning, the tower top engulfed in flames. And that is exactly how I initially produced it also. However, at the time I was working on it, Hurricane Irma was threatening to ravage Florida. The formidable size and force of this oncoming storm was a cause of significant concern. My home and those of my immediate family were in the predicted path for a direct hit. The symbolism of this card took on a more threatening and personal perspective. Would I, in the next 24 hours, also lose my roof to a Marcellus breath of God? I tempted fate and continued to work on this image as the weather conditions outside deteriorated. I modified the image to reflect these circumstances. Fortunately, the storm veered away sufficiently that we were spared any significant damage, but it did do tremendous damage elsewhere. As a result, this tower card will always have a more personal meaning to me. And this could also do with like the pandemic that's been around, how this kind of has affected, like you were going through this at a certain time when something else was kind of occurring, but you're through it. Interesting, because then I'm kind of taken to, it could be a big cause of restriction. How many months has it been? 16 months, I believe. Well, we're through it, and we've got the Nine of Cups, which is the Divine Masculine's energy. And I felt like you were praising yourself, really, for all that you've overcome. Not just through the last 16 months, if we want to say that, over the years, over your lifetime. Nine of Cups. Now, this card that's next, you would kind of think 10 of Cups, okay? It's not about making a decision about the 10 of Cups. This is a decision-making card. But the stepping stones, it's kind of like beautiful now. Okay. So it's like you can see now a future, a brighter future here. So the Nine of Cups You can actually see 6. 3's up there, up on the shelf. It's like you had to put celebrating on a back burner or up on a high shelf. But it feels like out of reach. So this is about accepting circumstances as they are, not really knowing what the outcome is or how or if we will get through it, and really just focusing on the now, doing what you can do now. And I feel like these cups of celebration, so allowing yourself to be happy during this time, it was kind of put out of reach. Okay. But we do have the 6 cups here, which is about remembering what love is, memories of love. So having time to really have a good think, going over your past. Let's read what the 9 of Cups would like to say to us. Went to Judgment. Yeah, we're going to get to that part in a moment, don't worry. New beginnings and all that. A new you. Well, this card says, the figure invites us to join him in celebrating and expressing gratitude. Together, let's toast to you fill in the blanks. And that's what this Divine Masculine, what you're struggling to do. You're not sure what you're wanting to toast. So it's like you need to find something to celebrate. I feel like it's good news that you're wanting to bring to the Divine Feminine, but you're not sure. I mean, do you talk about the disasters? Or do you come in just with the good news? Okay. So the figure invites us to join him in celebrating. And I feel like after a long time. But you're not sure what to say. Then you come to a blank. Together, let's toast to, and you fill in the blanks. A job well done, an endeavour fulfilled, or general good news. Cheers. Cheers. You're alive. Cheers. But I'm actually feeling this energy of the Divine Masculine, like really feeling alive. Seven of Cups. So you can see the palace in the background. Look how much it can be built upon. We can build upon, our what? I wanted to say trauma. Then I felt like it was going to say Dharma. We can build upon our good, attracting goodness. I'm sure that's what Dharma means. Let's have a look at the word Dharma. Because this is like the disasters that have happened, and look how much it's made you stronger and so experienced, because there's so many peaks on this palace hill. And I feel like this is the balance of, half of those experiences of the Divine Feminines, half of the Divine Masculines, and combined they have a broad range of vision, experience and talents. And it will take them far. And this is what's being remembered. It was like this was predestined. Written in the stars, if you want to say that. Okay. I was checking out what Dharma meant. We all know what karma means. Dharma. Dharma is a key concept with multiple meanings. Thank you. What is the real meaning of Dharma? Hinduism, an individual's duty fulfilled by observance of custom or law. Hinduism and Buddhism, the basic principles of cosmic or individual existence. Divine law, conformity to one's duty in nature. Okay. What happened to the lighting? The Seven of Cups. I didn't attempt to reproduce the various items depicted in each cup of the Rider-Waite imagery of this card. Here, the assortment of dreamlike contents are represented simply as coloured glows. The combination of which forms the rainbow that illuminates the one main image, the quintessential fantasy dream castle in the clouds. What's that word mean? Quintessential. Quintessential. Let me see how it's pronounced.
Quintessential.
Quintessential?
Quintessential.
Who? I thought you said kiss. Kiss is essential. Doesn't say that, Lucy. Well, I'm hearing things.
Quintessential. Quintessential.
Quintessential. Yeah, speaks fast. Representing the most perfect or typical example of a quality or class. He was the quintessential tough guy, strong, silent, and self-contained. Okay. Here the assortment of dreamlike contents are represented simply as coloured glows, the combination of which forms the rainbow that illuminates the one main image, the quintessential fantasy dream castle in the clouds. He's in the clouds. The chariot here. Now I felt here, what did I say? Secrets. Okay, this is just about what the trauma. There's a lot to tell. And there's been pulled in two different directions here. And this is about how do you actually come in with this news. I bring good news. And then what's the backstory? So being pulled in two different directions here. The next card we have is the moon, which is tapping into your intuition. It's like talking it through with the moon. Okay. So I believe that this has already really been talked through. So the fear here that the masculine has that, what did I pick up on? Feeling as if disappointing the divine feminine. I imagine that she already knows what you're going to be telling her. Okay, she's prepared for the news. She's prepared for the news. Okay, it doesn't affect her. Okay, like it doesn't affect her emotional state. Let's have a look at this chariot energy. It started with a kiss. Okay. An end destination or goal is established, but to get there will require considerable determination and effort. There's something here then, maybe like the divine masculine is like, kiss somebody else, or look, who knows? God knows what's gone on. The divine masculine knows what's gone on. Divine feminine, you know. Okay. Should we leave it like that? You know how you'll handle this. So an end destination or goal is established, but to get there will require considerable determination and effort. There is energy and drive from varying sources, but it may be in conflict, as symbolised by the two horses pulling in two different directions. There may not be common agreement and purpose. Focus and control are required to channel that energy at the desired pace and in the direction you choose. Okay, there's definitely a lot. This masculine really wants to talk about something, and he's really worried that you're going to react negatively and not be understanding. The thing is here, the masculine, he's choosing you. Okay, so it's not like you were in a committed relationship. So really what the masculine got up to during his journey has nothing really to do with you. Okay, you were to be focusing on your own journey. But it's kind of like the story's different now. This masculine's only coming forth with the truth because it's like he needs to clear his conscience and then move on in a fresh way. So we have the moon card. But I believe that you already know. It's like you've already been through a worst case scenario because the energy was coming through that you know the truth. You know you're masculine, so you know what they're capable of, but also you know their divineness. Okay. Also a reflection of your own behaviour, like attracts like. So however you're behaving, you know that your divine masculine would have been in alignment and behaving along the same route. Okay. If they haven't, then you wouldn't be pulling them in. So that might just clear up a few things. Have a look at how you've handled the situation through separation and it would have been mirrored. Okay. Because I felt the energy of the angel and the devil, and it's like, no, you're both as good and as tempted as the other one. Beautiful butterfly just gone past. Okay. So let's have a look at this moon energy. The moon card alludes to the unconscious, deceptions, and the imagination. It brings to light hidden fears and fantasies. To differentiate between the tamed and the wild aspect of our natures, I have used the traditional painting of a domesticated dog on the left and a howling wolf on the right. This conceptual comparison of captive domesticity, it's probably said a completely different way, and wild freedom is further symbolised by one being chained and the latter having broken free. Interesting. Do I want to delve a bit more into this? So we have the pairing of a domesticated dog on the left and a howling wolf on the right. This conceptual comparison of captive domesticity. I don't know how you say this. If it's domestic, it. And wild freedom is further symbolised by one being chained and the latter having broken free. Okay. You can think into that one. I felt like the freedom of the divine feminine, you have been free, and the masculine's kind of been chained up. That's kind of like the difference here. There's a dog here who's domesticated, and you have a wolf who's howling. I feel that wolf energy being the divine feminine's energy. Okay, so it's like you've been free, and the masculine has been chained up. So your full potential power has not been released yet. But it feels like the masculine's free. He's like looking. He's been domesticated. So he's kind of looking, it's a bit in a submissive way, at you and how powerful you are. He can break free. That's like an Alsatian there. Okay, or German Shepherd. So I'm feeling like, because just the Germans coming in, it took me to war. So this masculine's really calmed down. Really calmed down. Now he has the legacy here. But he's shielding himself. He's shielding himself from the sun and the darkness. So I'm feeling quite a void energy here where he's been following spiritual. I do feel like he's been tapping into his intuition, but through you, divine feminine. How does he break free? And it's kind of you communicating with the world. If you want to say that. I looked at it more being the world. With the moon. And it's kind of coming through. And the light will kill the darkness. Okay, there you go. The light will kill the darkness. About being spiritually strong. Let's look at this message. 9 of Wands. The soldier rests, but is the battle really over? Or is this merely a pause? He looks behind him, certainly aware of the wands surrounding him. Are they now merely remnants of what has been overcome? Silent monoliths that no longer present danger? Or are they potential obstacles that may still need to be confronted? Is the scene one of calm, or is there a remaining air of cautious tension? I say there seems to be this remaining air of cautious tension between communicating with each other. You communicate through the ethers, telepathy. Okay, so you do kind of know how the other one is going to respond, and Especially when you come to the Divine Feminine's essence, she's very forgiving and loving. And the Divine Masculine does know this. Is he ready to be forgiven? Has he forgiven himself? But let's see if we can find out. What's the bottom of the deck? Excuse me. Very much wanting to take you, Divine Feminine. Look, he's like domesticated back here. He doesn't really know how to take charge. But it's like he'll do whatever you say. But the masculine here is not looking at himself as being like, it does look like he thinks that you have more to offer than what he does. Okay. I don't know. Even the money, even if he has money, I'm not sure it's going to make him feel worthy. It's a bit of an energy, isn't it? About moving on. Well, we will. Oh, let me tell you about what I picked up with having a fresh change and like changing your attire. And because when I wanted to kind of, there was a point in my life I definitely, wanted to just create a new life. So I shaved all my hair off. And then since that moment, I've never put hair dye on it. I used to dye my hair like all the time. And I rarely straighten it now. Well, I don't straighten it now, but that got less and less. And I started to worry less about my image, really. And I learned to love who I am, the natural me. And realised it makes your life so much more easier. And so that's the kind of energy that I was getting, like just being a fresh, new, authentic you. A fresh, new, authentic you. I like that. I will forget that title, so I'm going to write it down. I don't know why that is on the back of the thing. It says Flame 8340. I don't know who wrote that. What did I say? Oh, shit. Six of Swords. Hold on, I might be able to tell. 37 minutes in, Lucy. Yeah, all right. Six of Swords. In the Rider-Waite, this scene is shown from the reverse view. We see the backs of the figures as the boatman steers the boat away from the shore. Pamela Coleman Smith's illustration suggests troubled waters on one side of the boat and calmer water on the other. I choose to show the scene with the boat coming toward us. This allows us to see the characters, including the smaller of the two passengers, who often goes unnoticed. Okay, so we got to notice this third being here, this little passenger. The troubled waters are shown here in the background as waves breaking over rocks, suggesting that the more perilous part of the journey is over and the dangers avoided. But even though our travellers are now in calmer waters, they are not necessarily in the clear yet. Swords rising from the water's surface symbolise that further obstacles may await and will also have to be carefully navigated. So there's a child in the mix here, okay, and maybe things are not stable. I feel like they are stable, but then there's this fear that things could be shaken up again. And I want to say, but with the power of this connection, that's impossible. You'll be pre-warned. You will have all the resources that you need at your disposal to be able to handle any towers. I feel like you've been through the worst that you could ever possibly go through. It's but how can you break a heart that's already been broken into 1,000 pieces? Seriously. Okay? Okay. So, we go to the journey of love, seeing as that is what we are all on. All I keep singing is, it's a shame that we mess around with my heart. It's a shame the way you hurt me. So I feel the masculine really feels that you, Divine, these cards are so heavy. This, it feels like it's the heaviest part on the journey, is that you are going to judge and reprimand, apparently, the Divine Masculine. He's not going to be able to take a telling off of what he's been through, or what his actions or his past behaviour. He's not that person anymore. So there's no point hanging on to that old version of him, because it doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't want it to exist anymore. So he's going to have to like talk about it with you, and healing will occur. There you go. Dream a little. 51. The divine wants to bless you with inspiration, just as a lover would come to the door of the beloved with a spontaneous gift of flowers. So this is kind of like how does he do this? Does he just turn up with flowers? What would your reaction be if he just turned up with flowers? So dream a little. Let your imagination wander and wonder, what if? What else could be? Breaking down the rigid walls of expectation. Just because something has been does not indicate that it must continue in the same way. So dream a little and receive your spiritual gift. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way, or has just recently been received. It isn't flight or fancy, it's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in new possibilities. Wow, Divine Feminine. Have you been dreaming about your evolved Divine Masculine and what state of being he's going to be in? Have you let go of the distorted version? The poem, from unexpected meetings, we talked and shared our lifetime. A gentle, peaceful, quiet time, reflected in our smile. I do feel like most of your stories are going to actually sync up. You're going to find out that you've been through similar situations, so that you can really show compassion. I felt the Divine Feminine just kind of listening to the Divine Masculine, as if to say, oh man, like, you've been through the same kind of shit and got through it alone, both of you. So much admiration here. Okay. From unexpected meetings, so it will be unexpected. Well, that's what he's wondering. Are you wondering that, Divine Feminine? From unexpected meetings, we talked and shared our lifetime. A gentle, peaceful, quiet time, reflected in our smile. We winged our way to distant places, and we walked along remembered faces of lives we know we lived some time before. This is very much about remembering. Okay, so we winged our way to distant places. You're going to remember, both of you, you're going to talk about how you met up in the ethers during this. So you're going to be talking about your telepathy and your dream state, and it's all going to kind of really make sense now. And we walked along remembered faces of lives we knew we lived some time before, past life connection, starting to remember your past lifetime together. Okay, because you've been coming through many lifetimes, wanting to actually come into physical union. And this is the lifetime that you remember, and it happens. And like about to flower, having reached its appointed hour, we watch ourselves begin to open in the warm touch of spring. And I feel like you feel like every day is spring. You just see the beauty of nature. There's something new every day that's just kind of growing, sprouting within us. And it's changing our perception. Knot in the hair. Got a knot in your hair? Yeah. That was lovely. Okay. We can have some daily guidance from your angels. Bottom of the deck. What does it say? Family. Okay, so we're to take notice of the little one that was in the boat. Normally goes unnoticed. Well, this family, this family. This situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming, blue light, and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. I'm feeling the soothing energy of the feminine masculine here. Okay, with these children. Changing direction, I saw. Okay. What's your daily guidance for today from your angels? A blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. And it has something to do with a family situation, a child, okay? You just need to surround the situation, the people involved, with this blue calming light. Everything will rectify itself. So it may be one massive fuck off tower moment, but it's like it's the worst that it could ever get. Okay, and things will, it will just click into place. And then you'll understand the assets, that's what I'm feeling. I'm kind of talking to the divine masculine. You understand the asset of the divine feminine's power and you want to bring it into the equation, which it ends up being a blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. Okay, let's read it. Open to Cupid. Cupid's on the scene, changing direction. Changing direction comes after this blessing. It's in disguise, but it is a blessing. The angel sent you this card to help you recognise the blessing in the midst of an apparent challenge. What you've appeared to have lost needed to fall away and will be replaced with something better. Have no fear for your future, but continue praying and following the guidance that comes to you through repetitive feelings, thoughts, visions, and words. Okay, so have no fear for your future, but continue praying and following the guidance that comes to you through repetitive feelings, thoughts, visions, and words. Additional meanings for this card. One door closes, another one opens. The how is up to God with respect to the best way to answer prayers. Release the need to control and predict the outcome to this situation. Trust. The oracles of shadows and lights. It's going to call them light and dark. The oracle of shadows and lights. I felt like I wanted to call Jasper. I was like, we'll get you an angel prayers as well. And it was like, Jasper, do you want to come and do this last message with me in a moment? It said, continue praying. Made me smile because it says, it means that you have been praying. This card, okay. Death and the Maiden, invasion, boundaries violated and dominance. This is so it. This is the fear. Look at this, about communicating. 28. About death and the maiden. A living skeleton is looming over a beautiful naked young woman and doesn't seem to have any idea of how its presence is affecting her. It is not aware of and it is not interested in her response, her reality and her needs. The skeleton represents true death, the relentless ego, and is way too close for comfort. The vulnerable young woman is cowering and feeling herself frozen as its unwanted hand touches her. So I feel like this is the portion where, like, you've been feeling your divine masculine so close to you, especially at night time. So like cuddling up to you and like, so I felt like last night I was sleeping like on the edge of the bed. And all I could feel was like, why are you sleeping like over there? Like I was in a mood. And I'm like, I'm not in a mood. I'm just like on the edge of the bed because it was quite warm. So the air comes in. Like if I'm closer to the edge, I can like put my leg out. But I could feel this. And it was like, I felt like, well, I don't want to come into the middle of the bed. But I felt like there was a bit of an insecurity coming through from the masculine kind of going, are you okay then? And it's like, I'm absolutely fine. And I'm thinking, well, you're not here. If you were here, then I wouldn't be on the edge of the bed. But it was kind of like, but he was there, but I was still choosing to be on the edge of the bed. Okay. It's like misunderstandings here. So this leering energy where you feel you're masculine everywhere because you've been talking to each other, you're in each other's dreams, you have them conversations, and I feel now this is something that the divine masculine's a bit, well, not embarrassed about, but he's been like leering over you, divine feminine, and it's really come across that he's not really been aware of how this has affected you or your feelings, and he's come over energetically, and you're kind of like saying, well, okay, that's great, that's fine, but in the physical it feels like he's not interested in your response, your reality, or your needs, but he very much is. The skeleton represents true death, the relentless ego, and it's way too close for comfort. The vulnerable young woman is cowering and feeling herself frozen as its unwanted hand touches her. So we'd rather have the physical. The energetic connection is beautiful, and you can't like live without it. Okay, but the physical would be, anyway, groovy. Death speaks. I am full of needs. I'm hungry for life force. I need to be close to this young one, as she has all that I long for, and all I have not created for myself. I will simply hover about her and take from her that which I want, her warmth, her energy, her emotions, and her beauty. She is an extension of me. What I want I will take, and I will love her too, very much, so much I may just consume her entirely. That's a strong force, isn't it? Kind of takes me to something's got a hold of my heart. The maiden speaks. I thought this was love, but now I can see and feel that this is invasive. It says it cares for me, and yet it just seems to want to take from me. This no longer feels right, but I feel helpless and vulnerable. What can I do? How do I break free? And what if what it says is true, that it loves me, and I'm fearful for no reason? And that's exactly what the divine masculine's energy is telling you all the time. I love you. I heard, seriously, there was a pigeon outside and it was making a noise and it was cooing, I love you, Lucy. I love you, Lucy. And I'm like, and then I was like, I love you, Lucy. And it stopped. I was like, I heard you. So, okay. Crazy little thing called love. It's not a little thing, is it? It's massive. So let's have a look at the divination message. This is a very out of balance relationship because it's all energy and not much actually going on in the physical. It wants to be blended. So there is a very out of balance relationship between you and another at this time. It may be that you are deaf, taking too much and imposing on another, and all the while blind as a skeleton to the truth. Or it may be that you are the maiden and have no defences against another who is draining you, claiming all the while to love you. You may have been drawn into the drama and colour and entertainment of a relationship that is full of highs and lows and passion, but you are now discovering that it is tiring, draining and lacking in respect. It is time to truthfully access. It is time to truthfully assess this relationship and take steps to be safer, more protected, and more respected. Do not attempt to convince death of its problems. Big one, Divine Feminine. Those real people will only draw closer, cling harder, and convince you that you have a problem, not them. You don't want to get into that with your Divine Masculine, pointing out all of his past errors. But if you do that, oh my goodness, you're lining yourself up for the same treatment. You're going to be judged. It's not going to feel good. Don't do it. Okay. You may feel fear as to what they will do once you separate from them, as they are vindictive and malicious. Freedom is worth the trial of separating. Ask yourself, is this relationship healthy for me? And if the answer is no, then you must take steps to go. Is this relationship healthy for you? Divine Feminine, you've grown your power. You've grown your power through this relationship. It was the healthiest thing that could have happened to you. God bless the Divine Masculines. That's what I want to say. Okay. They've been through a lot. They come across as being vindictive, malicious, slightly narcissistic, egotistical. Hopefully they've forgiven themselves. But there's this big hang up here that they've gone through all this clearing and purging to release all that and just want to start afresh. And it's and then are you going to rake it all up, Divine Feminine? Okay. Oh, we're going to the fairies. Hey, let's go to the fairies. Manifestation. Let's come into the light. Be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper. Manifestation number 1. That's my Divine Masculine's name. And I had this card ages ago. I actually done what I was told. There you go. You have to also bear in mind that, who are we? Because we can kind of leech onto the Divine Masculine's energy, wanting to draw it towards us. Listen, both as bad, both as good as one another. Send it out there and then let it go. Manifestation. Open to abundance. One of the simplest manifestation techniques is to write down what you want to manifest, whether it's an idea, a wish, or a dream. Be honest with yourself and very clear about what it is you wish to happen. Once it exists on the paper, it exists in the physical world. Can it really be that simple? I also do have another list. I don't know. I imagine I'll find this list soon of all the traits that my evolved Divine Masculine would possess. So that's been done as well. Okay. Once it exists on the paper, it exists in the physical world. Can it really be that simple? In a word, yes. Another great way to do this is to say, I wish to manifest your idea, wish, dream, or something better in my life. Next, think of a practical, and I would add that as well. I wish for this or something better. Next time, gadget. I'll get you next time, gadget. Okay. Next, think of practical steps that you can take to start the process of bringing your idea into the world. Always remembering that your plan must respect the free will of others. Intention is key here, for it is our intent that directs the flow of energy in our life like a magnet. Stay fully focused and allow the fairy of manifestation to guide you during this magical exercise. Try to do one thing every day towards manifesting your idea, wish, or dream, and trust in the process. Be sure to keep a lookout for any fairy signs that may appear along the way and follow their advice. This way you're allowing the divine universal intelligence to help you manifest in the best way for achieving the highest good of all. We're going to end with a Rumi message. Excuse me. Clearing our throat for Rumi. Two cards. Oh, lucky you. There's nothing to prove if it's really true. Oh, lucky you. Oh, we've got to look at the cards first. 1. Card number 6. I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know. One I see, and one I call. Rumi. You look for me, and what do you see? You. Am I playing games with you? Holding up a mirror for you to behold God? Yes. Yes. I'm playing games with you. These are games of love and truth. Look for me and find yourself, for I am you and you are me, and together we are one, playing hide and seek in love's great playground. Next card. Next card. The Angel Razbar, card number 27. Tell me the truth, I asked love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I am the reoccurring joy of living. Rumi. The Master speaks of a den of riches, where many precious jewels can be found. In abundance they lie, patient and yet ready to be claimed. Go scoop them up, urges the Master. The devoted ones look but cannot see. Where are these precious jewels? They cry, for we cannot find them anywhere. The Master gazes lovingly at the devoted ones and responds kindly, in service, my beloveds, you shall find the jewels through service. And I feel service with the Divine Feminine, your energies combined. For what is the soul but the finest and most precious of heavenly jewels? What is service but the scooping up of the soul, that it does not lie lost, nor unclaimed, but instead honoured for its precious worth and beauty, tended to until it becomes vibrant as a flawless ruby, radiant with the joy of living. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The Great Beloved sees what is in your heart, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love and therefore desiring to serve. So then do not doubt yourself, beloved. You have been blessed with this by the Master, to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside your doubts then. Yet perhaps this is not easy for you to do. Perhaps you look at the world, even in your chosen field of endeavour, and already you hear so many voices speaking. You may wonder if your own contributions would simply add noise to a cacophony. You may wonder if you can really help, if you have anything genuine to add, or if there is just too much noise anyway. You may hesitate and become fearful. Do not despair, my beloved. It is part of your divine destiny to add something of great value to the world, something that has its place even amongst all that activity, something needed absolutely in the hearts of all. That precious gift is the true silence. The true silence is peace. It is the living experience of the eternal love of the divine that asks nothing but to be received and gives of itself unconditionally. That silence is presence underneath even the most that silence is present underneath even the most raucous noise, if one knows how to access it. The true silence can only be felt through the beautiful feeling heart. When you know how to feel for it, to surrender into it, you can transmit silence in many ways. Through the peace you cultivate in your heart, in your own daily living, through your presence, through your art, even through your voice, written, sung, or spoken. Yes, even through sound, if that is your path of service. Silence can emanate through your voice, and divine silence can be felt in the hearts of others. The true and great silence, as you may now realise, my dear angel, is not the absence of sound. It is the experience of the divine presence of love. So shall you trust in the wisdom of the Master who bids you to serve according to the graces you have been given? Will you choose to put aside your doubts and instead believe in yourself and the power of divine love that will reach out to the world through your willing soul? Ah, yes, I knew your brave heart would accept this empowerment. I knew you wanted to serve more than you wanted to feel. Whatever is in your heart is the method by which the great jewels shall be collected. The Master teaches us that we are built to serve according to a higher perfection. So if the dance is in your heart, then dance. Be open and free. Do not hide. Dance. If prayer is in your heart, then pray. Be open and free. Do not hide. Dance. Okay, we're just wanting to dance. If prayer is in your heart, then pray. If you can feed the poor with food, if you can give the despairing kindness, the lost your words, and those who have turned away from the great Master a healing touch, then do so. Do so without doubt, without having to be the best or the greatest or any other notion your mind conjures. Just be willing. Willingness, not perfection, is required from you. So then there is room for freedom to awaken in you. Willingness opens you to divine assistance, and through that empowerment, an even greater joy of being will grow within your sacred heart. Your service can flow from simply being yourself in the world completely and utterly. Your radiance can become one of the sacred candles of the Holy Master. There are many candles that hold the Master's light, and yet each one of them is precious beyond compare. Be such a light. Scoop up the jewels through your service, and do not render yourself incapable through nightmares of false imaginings and smallness of mind. Yes, your heart is too big for your mind, and it will break it open, but that is okay. Do you think you only serve love and are not also served by love? The helpers are always helped. This is love's way. The helpers are always helped. This is love's way. Do you feel as though you are a foreigner in this land? Ah, Angel Vasbar shall show you the way then, for she knows you from long, long time ago, though you may have temporarily forgotten the acquaintance. She is a great hostess and guide in this terrain of divine love, and she remembers you. You, who are great of heart and capable of contribution. You, who are now signing up for service in the great work of love. Yes, there is work for you to do. Your purpose is bestowed. Serve, assist. Do not hold back for any reason. Not one reason you could imagine is worthy of you. So then aliveness. So then service. So then joy. Help and be helped. That is the way for you now. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You're being guided deeper into your life purpose and divine destiny. Like a maturing adult who is ready to take on the mantle of a greater responsibility, your soul is stepping up. You are going through a process of assuming more spiritual responsibility for the honest and empowered expression of your own essence, and through that, your healing presence in the world is increasing. You are stepping up and forward onto your path. This is appropriate now. It will make you more visible, but that is as it should be. It is not about being worth more than another. It is about the utterly sensible use of a light, that it not be dampened down by a shade, but instead be placed where it can cast its fullness, so that others, still in darkness, may find their way more easily. This is efficient, intelligent, and sensible. Your success and growth is drenched in compassion and brings joy to the heart of the Master, as another and another find their way, benefiting from the light of your being. So shine true. Be humble but not dismissive of your gifts. Allow others to find their way more easily, because you choose to honour the power of the great silence that emanates through you evermore as you trust and surrender. This oracle brings special messages. Okay. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and are indeed on the right path. Although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate, it will indeed unfold. You are making a positive impact in the world, more than you consciously realise, and you are asked therefore to continue. Do not give up, do not turn back, just continue. Take your steps, your journey, and know that the Great Master is aware of you and is sending the Holy Ones, including that wise ancient mother, Angel Rasbar, to bring you the blessing of the true silence now. Let it clear and soothe your mind and heart and help you remember the peace that dwells within you. All is well. How beautiful is that? Let's do this sacred honouring ritual. Say aloud. Say aloud. Well, she's got like the same colour clothes on, kind of, as me. Well, yeah. Say aloud. I am blessed to serve the great, all-loving silence through the presence of divine joy, grace, and radiant compassion, through the Master that loves me without condition, and the blessed assistance of Angel Rasbar, who loves me unconditionally. I accept all help, and I offer myself completely in service to life, to being, and to assist humanity in a practical way, according to the graces and talents I have been given. So be it. If you can comfortably place your forehead on the floor, bowing to the earth, do so. Rest there for several moments, then you have finished your honouring ritual. You got this. You've got this. Anything you want, you got it, baby. Let me shuffle them first. Let me shuffle them. Kindness changes everything. That indeed it does. It's a kind deed. Kindness changes everything. Now this is in reverse. Turn this around. There's something in you that the world needs. Remember, there's something in you that the world needs. And anything is possible and everything can be. Bottom of the deck. Let the fire What is it when we talk about the flame? Let the fire inside of you burn brighter than the fire around you. I love you all dearly. I will catch up with you soon, okay? Have a fantastic Friday. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.